"I'm going to the bathroom," I yelled, and Rox nodded. We had both spent enough time at that club for birthdays and any other excuse Rox could come up with to go dancing that we didn't feel the need to accompany one another. Plus, trying to get her away from the dance floor was a Herculean task. I wove my way through the crowd once more, getting pushed this way and that by the gyrating couples on the edges. After almost missing it, I found the small hallway to the restrooms, and surprisingly, there was no line. It was just me. After looking around to make sure I didn't miss an out-of-order sign or something, I shrugged to myself and went in. A scream ripped out of my throat as soon as I opened the door. Something hovered over the ground, and I saw the shadow of someone slumped against the wall. The shape seemed to turn toward me, moving in my direction. Before I could get the door open and get out of the bathroom, I felt it pass through me, like walking through fog on a cold morning. When I turned back around, the shadow and the hovering thing were gone. There was nothing there except the dirty graffitied tiles and used paper towels that hadn't made it into the trash can. I went into the stall closest to me and sat just for a moment, breathing and trying to process what I had seen. A ghost? Or a spirit? The cold chill that broke out over my skin and the nausea rolling in my stomach weren't helping me feel any better. Everything seemed to be closing in on me. The stall was too small, the bathroom echoed, and the music from the club was now battering at me instead of providing good vibrations. The whole feeling of the evening had changed. I was hit by a wave of vertigo when I stood. I felt as if I were 10 feet tall, and the idea that someone might have slipped something in my drink was rolling around in my head. There was nothing I could do to shake the sensation of something building within me, something that hadn't been there before, but now it was as if everything else were being forced out. The wave of nausea that hit me then was more than just a wave. I turned and vomited everything from the evening into the toilet, and grabbed some toilet paper to clean myself up before heading to the sink. Nothing was on the dress, which made me sigh in relief, but I felt awful about getting sick on Rox's birthday night. I reached under the counter. The curtains that hung down hid extra supplies, including a bottle of mouthwash, which I used vigorously. When I could finally think about leaving the bathroom without feeling sick anymore, I went to find my best friend. I sent a silent wave of thanks to whoever was responsible for me finding her at the bar instead of on the dance floor. At least there she was easier to talk to. "There you are," she yelled over the still thumping music. "Sorry, Rox, but I think I'm going to have to call it a night." "Why? What's wrong?" Her eyes widened and she immediately looked me over, checking for visible illness or injury. "I think something from dinner isn't agreeing with me," I said, placing a hand over my stomach. "I don't want to ruin your evening. Was anyone else meeting us here?" "Tina is coming by when she gets off work." I tapped my phone's screen. It was probably less than a half hour till the third member of our little tribe appeared, since she would have just arrived at home. "I'll wait till she comes, but then I'm going to head out, if that's okay." "Of course it's okay, but you don't have to wait, you know. I'm a big girl. I can take care of myself." "I don't doubt that, but it would make me feel better. I'll just hang out here while you go dance your ass off." Rox's eyes were filled with worry, which was only accentuated by the furrowed brow and lack of smile. The girl was always smiling. "Go, dance." I gave her a small shove. "I'll be back in 2 songs," she yelled as she walked away, a grin forming on her face once more. I flagged down the bartender and asked for a ginger ale. It always helped settle my stomach when I was sick. When it came back in a Moscow Mule copper mug and he winked at me, I was surprised and touched by his thoughtfulness when he was obviously run off his feet. Being a woman at a bar without an alcoholic drink in hand, or with an obviously non-alcoholic drink, would have put me in prime harassment territory. Usually I could handle it, but I appreciated the thought of the bartender nonetheless. He made it look as if I were enjoying a nice ginger beer cocktail, all while I was settling my stomach and watching